Hey guys, TLD here. On my streams, I've been doing some or kind of base games, and I wanted to do something different. Not as in not a guide or something like that, but something as a different game. I've done Stellars twice now. I'm gonna go ahead and do a game called Subsistence. It's a new game or a newer game. It's a great game. It's a build 'em survival game. It's based on a single person. This one guy built this game from the scratch. I've stayed with it since it first released, and it's absolutely amazing. I don't have a lot of hours played on it, but because when it first came out, it wasn't that good. But I stayed in touch with it, watched it, and it's absolutely amazing now. It's got beautiful graphics that you guys can see on the screen. It's got much more in depth on building. It's not a zombie survival game that there's so many out there that yes, there's State of Decay 2 comes out later this year. It's going to be absolutely amazing, but it doesn't have something like that. This is in the wilderness. You have to deal with bears and pumas, and he's going to be adding wolves, or he has wolves. He's going to be adding some other stuff to it. You have rabbits and chickens you can catch and hunt. Or you can domesticate them. You can hunt the animals that will hunt you as well. There's NPCs that come in that are hunters that attack your base, but once their base is built up, you can attack theirs. There's fishing now in the game as well. There's also just gathering in general. It's the only thing that's kind of irks me and it's weird is when you chop a tree, you don't chop it down. It's like you just take part of the tree and let it regrow back, and it lets you gather resources from the same tree over and over. After a certain amount of time it comes back, and there are minerals that you can farm. So I'm going to go ahead and start a game. It's a solo player game. I'm going to go ahead and just continue this one that I've played maybe 30 seconds on, just messing around. F is the main default key for you to gather stuff in this game. Okay, so you do use WASD just like normal. Fibers are on the ground. You pick up fibers to make sure to be able to craft rope and string and stuff like that to be able to make stuff, as well as you can make a bundle of them and do like a log to be able to burn. You can make campfires, buildings, and all that jazz. As you can see, there's a chicken right in front of me. The chickens are great. If you hold shift and run after them, you will eventually catch up to them, and you can actually press F and pick them up. You don't actually have to actively hunt them. The rabbits in the other game, on the other hand, are way too fast. You can never actually physically catch them. So as you see, I just keep continually running. I can actually run up to the guy as I get closer and closer. As you hear that grunt in the background, that means I'm too close to a bear or a wolf, which is to my right, wherever the chicken went. And the initial growl is they kind of see you and they walk towards you. If you get too close, they will just straight charge. It gives you kind of a chance to GTFO, as they say, to get away. And they only follow you for so far. Now you can see the wolf in front of me. You can crouch and kind of get closer to the ground. There is no prone, but these chests are around. There's three types of chests. There's an ammunition chest, there's a construction building supplies chest, and then there's a medical chest. Now, they obviously all have different things in them. There are a couple things that have been made differently. They all have a chance to have nails. Nails was something that was kind of difficult to get in the beginning of the game, but now that it's out, he's fixed it. You'll have plenty of them. There's awesome items that you can build here in a second, and give me a second, I'll kind of show you that. Let's see here. I gotta get my bearings here, and we can find a place to build. I like to build in rivers because you can fish now, and the water you need to drink for survival. And chop a tree. 1, 2. Trees that shape I always give 4. There's smaller ones that give 3, and even smaller ones that give 1. And then there are large ones. The large ones give 6. Okay? Just to kind of give everybody an idea. Here's some minerals. You can use an axe. It doesn't give near the materials that it can give. As you'll see at the bottom left, or I guess my camera's covering up. You can kind of see underneath it. This is one iron ore for this. I got a total of 2, but if I used an actual pickaxe, you can get anywhere from 5 to 8 that comes from one vein. So it's good to get a pickaxe and build one pretty decently early. They're not difficult to build, so. Now, there's the medical chest. I have my bearings now, kind of know where I am. I'm going to be heading for the lovely lake and river that he has put in the game. This gentleman actually decided to quit his job and full-time do this, so I decided to give my little bit of help and support to make sure people kind of know about this game. So I hope you guys are enjoying this so far. This game is absolutely amazing. He's done a phenomenal job for one person making this game. It's just amazing how one person can do so much. Alright. I'll do my best to kind of get into a good position to build, guys. I'll go ahead and pick this up. This is the military box, ammunition. So there's bows and arrows, and then these are the different kinds of stuff that you need to make bullets. I'll go over here and see. You can see a pickaxe is pretty easy to make. A steel head axe is what you start with, and a pistol with 1 bullet. And then a glow stick, which kind of helps you see at night a little bit. Mostly you don't use it. Not gonna lie, I don't think I've really ever used it. This stuff on the left hand side here is new. He just put this in. It kind of gives you an idea of what you need to do for starting a base. Kind of help people figure out what the crap they're supposed to do. This wasn't in the game. It's nice that it is in the game now. For those new people like myself, when I first started, I was obliviously lost. On the top left is the temperature. It's always up. It's in centigrade. If you guys don't know centigrade from Fahrenheit, Celsius or centigrade, whatever you're going to call it, 0 is freezing. So if you're below 0, you can put more clothing on, i.e. on the right hand side over here. More clothing you put on will help you, and it shows your damage protection and your cold tolerance. So right now, if it gets, for myself, if it gets 2 degrees Celsius, it's cold and it can slowly start damaging me. But the more clothing you have on to keep yourself warm, then it does not hurt you. It just shows on the edges of the screen that it is cold. Now when you die, dying in this game sucks. When you die, you drop everything that is on your bar on the bottom of the screen. He fixed it. It used to be everything period. So it's kind of nice that it's like that now. And it also depends, I believe, on the difficulty of the game. Now, when you chop trees, you have a chance to get a tree grub, which I just got. You can use them for lures for your fishing rod. You can make a fishing rod and use them on rod and reel for bait. Or you can actually eat them if you're dying of starvation. So your food is protein, fruit and vegetable, and then hydration. If it gets low enough, you do still start taking damage because you are starving to death, obviously. We all know about, the necessities of life and having to stay alive. Now these chests that I am looting do eventually stay up and, or I should say repopulate, my apologies. Once they repopulate, you have plenty of them. The kind of general vicinity, they're a different time frame of how long the repopulation happens. They actually will repopulate in your vicinity. So even if you stay in one area, you'll still be able to see them. You can swim in the game. Gather materials in the water. It's pretty awesome. There's a lovely bear there. So straight in front of me, that tree right in front of me, or this ledge is where I really like to go. This bear is kind of looking at me here, so I'm going to go a little bit wider in the water. And you guys can also see you can gather kelp, which this kelp is used to make medicinal stuff to cure infections and stuff like that. If you get attacked by a lot of, like, especially the wolves can give you an infection when they bite you and attack you. So if you have a chance to get that, you can use the kelp to kind of prevent yourself from having an infection. The infection lowers your overall health, so it's not very pleasant to have. Now, as you can see, the beautifulness of this game. Love the graphics. Did a very good job of it. Alright, this is where I usually make my home base. I love it. It's up top. It's a nice way to the water. Make a back door. Kind of on the southern part of the map. The only bad spot about living here is some of the stuff, like the sinew that you need, is only found in pumas, which are way over there, right below the mountain. And they kind of stay around that mountain, and they temper warm areas, but not snowy. So, let's go ahead and get building. Now, to build things, the hardest thing to come by, guys, is nails in the beginning. So you have to do a lot of wandering around and gathering. I actually have, what, 18 nails here, so I can be able to start building some stuff. I just have to get wood planks. So, wood planks here. There's a few started, and I will get going on this. I'm going to do this game a little bit, kind of let you guys see the beginning. Then I have another game that's set up that I will do on another video. And that video will be a little bit more advanced building. Kind of let you guys see what it's like to have stuff base built. There's a rabbit to my left, as you guys can see, there in the background. They are super fast. I will show you how fast they are. You get too close, and they're off. As you can say, he is pulling away from me as we run. They are faster than we are. So you have to use a bow and arrow or a gun. I usually save guns for hunters and offensive type animals. Bears, wolves, pumas, all that jazz. And save arrows for the docile animals that run away from you. Arrows are awesome. Once you fire them, you have a chance of them to not break. It's like a 25% chance to break when you fire it. If they don't break, you can go pick them up off the ground. If you fire them and hit them at a stone, they break always. So remember to watch what you're aiming for. Blocking away trees, nothing exciting here. Alright, so once I get enough of this stuff gathered here, I'll be able to show you actually how to build this. Give me 1 second here. Alright. This is one of those big trees. This will give 6. That is a wolf that's near me. I'm gonna go this way. Because he's growling, you can see me. When they kind of sniff in the air, you know that they know you're there. Or if they growl. Kind of give you guys an area size around So roughly, this tree in front of me, about where I'm at, is where they will first start recognizing you. If you get any close enough, they'll follow you. So, just kind of give an idea, guys, of how far you need to stay away from them. Right now, I would be decimated. This axe is nothing. They'll kill you with it. You have to have guns. That's the only crappy part. Me with my 1 magazine of bullets now. Nice. Okay, so your canteens, obviously you need the water. Once you drink them, you can fill them back up, and then you have to get either a furnace or a campfire in order to keep yourself from drinking dirty water and getting sick. So I do have some blueberries. I'm going to eat one. Now, love, it does it multiples of 5. So you can eat 5 of them, or you can just eat 1, or you can split half of it or 1. If you hover over them now, you can just press F, and it's a quick eat. You don't have to right click and hit use. So if you're in combat and you need health really quick, or you're hungry or something like that, anything the use button is F. So even if I needed a bandage, you can just hit F real quick and it would use it. Much easier and faster than what it used to be. So I'm going to eat this grub. As you can see when you hover over stuff, guys, gives you your protein, your fruit and vegetable, your hunger, and your hydration. Okay, those are the 4 things you have to worry about. All right, besides obviously your health and the cold. Forgot about that one. So 6 things you have to not worry about, or you have to worry about. All right. Ate a bug. It's kind of gross. All right, let's get some building a little bit here. So for houses parts, I'll do a foundation that way you guys can see it. I'm going to also build campfires. So I need a couple sticks. So that's built. By those build, they do come up on the bottom left. You should be able to see it. The first thing that builds right underneath my picture. Right there, the first one's done. Wood foundation crafting complete. Sticks. And the other stick. Alright. I'll go in here and make a campfire. Now, crafting stuff like campfires and stuff like that, they automatically go into your bar. They don't stay in your inventory. So, stuff that you can actually physically place. So that is 8. Here we go. Nice blue area. You can see in the bottom right how to control it, where to go with it, rotate it, and all that jazz. Or you can just move your own character. You can go up and down with it. You can see the legs kind of on it. Get back to it here. You can only go so high. You can't put it way up in the air. There's only a certain height. But obviously I want it above this, so I will put it here, right above it. And bam. Now as it builds, it becomes more clear, and it's actually really cooler. Your first foundation. Yay. Now, number 7, fireplace, or a campfire. We will need this to stay warm here in the next few hours in game. As you see, it's just about high noon, and then it'll set, and it'll be cold. It comes with a little bit of fuel, not a lot. So for fuel, you just hover over here, click in it, and you can see it go up. Ignite, you can craft stuff to ignite, or if you get lucky, you can find matches. Ignition you put there, then once I want it on, ignite, it will give ash, and it has certain 3 cooking spots on it. Now, the water, you really can't burn water, obviously. It doesn't overcook, but if you put meat on here to cook, i.e. you get to catch a chicken, you know, rabbit, you kill a wolf, whatever, and it gives you meat, you can burn it, guys. So it only needs to be stayed on so long. There's several stages. If you're on Steam, I'm on Steam, that's where this game is. If you go on Steam and go through their updates, it'll actually show you picture increments of each type of stages of the food that is cooking, and you can kind of know, oh, okay, it needs to be a little bit longer, or oh shit, I forgot about it. You run back and it's charcoal. You can eat the burnt food. It doesn't give you as much nutritional value towards healing yourself, or just in general keeping yourself fed and drink. So remember that, okay? Whew. Now, when crafting, the biggest thing is, the first thing you want to do is, I always build the ground and then a wall, and then you want to do on this base command unit, you want to get this built as fast as possible. This gives you access to actually more stuff in the game, okay? If you don't get that built in a reasonable time, you're going to get behind, and eventually you're going to have hunters. Now, there was a choice to keep the hunters off, and you can make it easy mode and keep the hunters off so you can get used to building and you have to worry about getting attacked. It does make the game loads easier. For myself, not as enjoyable, but at least you're not getting killed constantly, and you know, or just have that threat there, because they do build around you. Hunters don't exist until you get built and get your BCU up, okay? Once you get your BCU up, they start building around you, okay? Now you can go in, and once you start a game, let's say, you know, you just have one hunter base, it doesn't bother you. You slowly get more and more through the game. So at one point, in one of my games, I've had a guy over there by the water delta that comes in from the river. I've had a base over there. I had a base on over between those rocks, and I had a base over there. So I was encumbered, blocked in, and I couldn't really explore. To be fair, though, my house was ginormous, and I had just about being self-sufficient. I choose this location too because minerals spawn here, so you can get the minerals yourself and not have to worry about going out very far to get minerals. Now, with this being said, remember guys, remember, okay, that when building stuff and everyone forgets that you can stagger stuff a little bit so you don't have to keep it exact blocking. 1, 2, you can drown. 3, hunters fight super well. They're very aggressive on this game. Once they have enough weapons and a certain size base, they will attack and raid you. They normally don't attack and raid you with just one of them. They wait till there's 2. If they raid you and you kill them, go mess up their base. They're all dead. They always send everyone on their base, so you can break down their door, take all their stuff inside, and then there is an ability to completely destroy their base where they have to restart. Okay? It's very expensive to build though, so it's very middle to late game kind of building stuff. Now let's see here. Let me get building on some stuff here, guys, and then I will get this BCU built for you, and you can kind of see what it does and the extra stuff. But I'm gonna need more lumber. In order to do that. Nope. See the X on there? That means you can still not, you can't harvest any more lumber from it. Now the animals that stay, they don't always stay like this idiot did over here and stay really close to the same area. They will wander. They could start over here and end up, past those tree line over there. Biggest goal, guys, once you find a spot that you like that's good sight lines or something like that, my biggest goal is to get the first foundation, one wall, and your BCU built before your first day is up. Once you have that, you'll be able to craft stuff and give you energy so you can have lighting and power at your house. You can build a refrigerator pretty later on that keeps your food from spoiling, so because food does spoil, and once it's spoiled you can't cook it and kind of save it. It just stays gone. You can eat it, but there's a high chance you can get sick. Alright, we'll look at this big tree. This will be 6 parts. So I'm making a couple planks here. Now it's 3 per. It used to be 2, then it went up to 4, and he kind of dropped it to 3, kind of in the center. I liked it 2. 4 was way too many. I feel like 3 is too many as well, and 1 is not enough. Now, there's a chicken there. Go ahead and try to catch that chicken here, and see if we can get some meat so I can show you guys what the meat cooking looks like. Now when you catch a chicken, you can keep it alive and domesticate it, or you can kill it and eat it. If you obviously decide to eat it, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. Just remember that it won't give you, the higher these guys level up and they give you more supplies. If you domesticate them, level them up, then butcher them. If you butcher or if you domesticate the chicken, obviously it also gives you eggs, and the eggs you can use and eat them. Alright, this next time I should be able to get close enough to catch this guy. So you basically just have to stare at the ground where he's at. Oh, he okie doked me there. Guy's a ninja chicken, isn't he? Get over here, buddy. Come on. I'm running out of stamina here. Got him. Alright. So, as you can see, you only have so much stamina. I just lost all mine because chasing the damn chicken. But if you hit tab, there he is. That's his health. He'll stay there a while. It says obviously you can domesticate them or if you just right click and you hit kill, and then right click and click on butcher. There's the meat and feathers. Feathers are important. They make some of the clothing articles. They make a bed, so the bed lets you spawn if you die right on it, and gives you so many charges after a time. Or you can use the electricity your house makes once your BCU is up to give you more charges. Spawning if you know you're going to be in combat or have been in combat a lot. The feathers are also important because they make arrows. They're part of crafting arrows. So the arrows use 1 nail and then 2 sticks. I think it's 2 nails actually. 2 sticks and feathers or something for that setting. Let me see here. Under arrows. 2 nails, 2 sticks, and 1 feather. Now, when you do that, it does craft you 2 arrows every time you craft. So it's not like it takes a lot. It does give you 2 for 2. But the nails are the hardest part to get and keep. So early on, I try to, make a bow and arrow and be stingy with my arrows because nails are a pain in the ass to get. Oh, there's another chicken. And it's not that really nails are a pain to get. You just have to use so many of them. Like when you build stuff, it costs 12 to 10. 8 to 10 or 12, I believe is what it is for some of this stuff. So that's a lot of nails that you have to do, and most containers maybe have 8 to 12. So it's 1 container, but... Oh, come on, chicken, get over here. Yep, I'm out of sprint and I cannot catch it. So see how my protein is low? Your sprint, you don't get as much and it takes longer to come back. So keep that in mind. And that is a wolf exactly where I need to go. So we will go around. Especially with no sprint, I don't want to mess with him. I do have a pistol, and I could jack him up pretty quick, but then I wouldn't have any bullets. So I'm going to make a couple more bullets, because he's obviously right on our base, and it's getting darker, so we need to get there, get some stuff built up, and kind of not let him kill you. Now he is level 1, you can see his health. So with that being said is they do level up when they kill you, so he'd become a level 2 if he killed me. Same with the bears. Alright, and same with the pumas. They get progressively harder and harder the more they kill you. But the higher level they are, once again, the more resources they give you if you kill them and manage to slaughter them. Now these guys are awesome. So he did a good job in the game. If you kill him, you actually have to butcher him. You have to hold your axe out, walk up and hit F, and you actually cut them, butcher them open and get all their innards out. Alright, here we go. Got him. Now, crouch down. As the thing says, use your axe to butcher animals. And you hit F. Got a little blood on your screen, no big deal, it's all over your hands too. And there we go. Now livers you can eat, or you can keep them and use them for medicinal purposes. And then you get leather from him, or cloth, or whatever you're going to call it, that you can actually use to make clothing. So we're going to get over here. Now your axe stays bloody and everything on your hand until you just switch and it goes away. So you don't have to worry about if you don't want to see it. Now. Put all 9 of those in. That'll fill it up. We'll ignite it. Put this liver and the chicken. Now, fat. Fat can be turned into biofuel, which can power your generators. It's hard to do right now. Right now, you can't really do much with it. We'll hold on to it. Once we get our house built and you get a furnace, there's a furnace that has the same tab that looks just like the campfire here. And on top of that, once it does have the campfire, there's another tab with it, and then that's where you put the fat, and then you leave the fire going, and it turns it into biofuel. It kind of basically melts down the fat. Now, on the bottom right of the screen, you can see that the campfire symbol, I'm getting heat from that, so it feels like it's 23 Celsius outside for me. If you run away from it, it goes down, and it feels like it's 13. There is a circumference around it where it gives you the heat only so much distance. And it is right about There. Now, to be fair, the furnace gives you more space because it's actual furnace. And you can, just like in your house, and you can put it in your home. As the other symbol you can tell is I'm starving. I'm hungry. So my proteins is low. It's not killing me yet, but if I let it get any lower, it will. So I will do my best to eat this food. Cooked grade. Cooked liver. So once it says cooked, take it off or it will burn. I will leave this piece of shitty chicken on there and let you guys see what it looks like when it's burnt. Eat this. Liver is some of the best food in the game. As you can see, it gave me a lot. Take this drink of water too. Now to fill up your canteen, you just simply walk over, stand in a little bit of water, right click on it and click fill with water. Now, as you can see, it was dirty water. It says water fill full with dirty water, put on the fire to purify. So you come over here to the fire, open it up, put it on there, and it will make it, and on once it's a normal water clean symbol like I had before, like blue water, it means it's purified. As you see, it's getting dark, and it will start getting cooler. You can see it already has, because before I was standing by the fire and it was 23 and now it's 20, so it's slowly getting colder and colder outside. This thing would hurry up and burn. Alright, so the different kinds of guns everyone knows. Weaponry: pickaxe, steel head axe. Then you have the hunting bow, an M9, a shotgun, a revolver, and a rifle. Okay, now the rifle is the hardest to get, or the next to hardest. The revolver is really hard because you need weapon parts. The only way to get weapon parts right now is from hunters. Okay, rifle, you have to get the iron fragments. The M9 pistol and the shotgun are relatively easy to get. The only hard part about them is the metal, and then the shotgun is the cloth. So you just have to use your pistol to kill animals to get cloth, and then you're good to go. You can build it. You do start with the pistol, so maybe if you die and you can't get back to your pistol because it's in the middle of a hunter and it's the only weapon you have, then you can get it that way. As you see, boom, water is purified. We're good to go. I build these 3 pieces of wood. And I'm going to set up a wood wall as well. Now the BCU, I need scrap metal. It's the only thing I'm short of to make it. Scrap metal is just kind of have to find it in a container, a building container, or you can just find it on the ground. I'll show you guys one thing. This is the glow stick. As you see, it kind of hinders your vision at night. I feel like it's harder to see with it sometimes. But sometimes at night it's not so bright and it's pitch black. I have my gamma turned up a little bit so I can see better at night, because it does get super dark. Okay, so if I run away from the fire, I'm going to show you guys. I'm cold, 1 degree Celsius, and as we said earlier, if it's below 2 degrees Celsius, it hurts me. So as you can see, my health right here, the outside of the things were pulse. That means I'm too cold. There you go. It just turned frosted, and there went a little bit of health. So you get to it, and it counters it. Let's see, this is burnt. Ooh, it's still not burnt. Well, I'm tired of waiting. Let me eat it. So this, guys, is the first day, the last day of your life. If you like this game, you'll get addicted to it and play it way too much. Just letting you guys know. It's a blast, though. It's so much fun, especially playing with friends. He's having some problems, like I said, with the multiplayer. Obviously, he said he's going to be fixing it the best he can as fast as he can. So it's fun. Let's go ahead and get this wall put up. Now, as you see, the walls just click on for you, so you don't have to worry about too much. You can just left click. There we go. Now, if you look at stuff, you see in the bottom right it says delete and move. Didn't used to have the move. You can hold it down and it'll give you the clock, and then it'll leave it there, but it'll give you the silhouette, and then you can move it wherever you want, which is awesome. That didn't used to be there. And if you don't want to move it, change your mind, hit escape, pops you back out. Alright, the BCU, I can't build it yet, and I don't want to take too much longer on this vid, but this BCU, you would put it on the wall. You can put it anywhere on a wall, on any wall that you've crafted. You can't put it on the floor or anything like that. If that BCU gets destroyed, you're kind of SOL. So I always build one first. Then if I'm going to build a bigger base, build a bigger base and like put it upstairs, move it upstairs or something like that. That way I can keep it away from, as soon as someone breaks down the front door, boom, the BCU's there. No, I have it hidden upstairs and kind of protected more. Alright, well, I appreciate guys. Mr. TLD's getting out of here. It's actually about time for me to stream, so I'm going to go get streaming. See me on my Patreon, Mr. TLD, as well as Twitter at on Mr. TLD as well, and Twitch as well, as obviously here on YouTube. So I appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and leave some comments below, and let me know how I'm doing. And if you guys would like to see something else or another game, information on another game, it'd be great. You guys have an awesome one.